Hi students, good afternoon. Voice is clear, audio and video. Sure. Is it clear now? Good afternoon, Sagarika, Suma, Mohana, Lata. Good afternoon. In our last class, we started adverbs, but due to very technical fault, we cannot complete it our class. First point, we cannot complete our class, and most important part, we cannot start our class. Also, could not able. So today we will discuss adverbs, one of the most important part of grammar, and spot the error, sentence improvement, and fill in the blanks. All are the part of adverbs. So adverb is a very important parts of speech also. It is a very important parts of speech. So that's why we we will learn adverb in very detail, and very important part of the portion of adverb I will discuss with you. Hmm. So before starting our class, at first we have to clear that what do we mean by adverb? What is the adverb? We know that in English language there are 8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech. First is noun, second is pronoun, third is verb, fourth adjective, fifth adverb, sixth preposition, seventh conjunction, and eighth is interjection. So adverbs, these are the parts of speech, and qualifier of adverbs is qualifier of verb, adjective, conjunction, preposition, and sentence also. Sentence also. Sometimes it qualify another adverb also. Qualify qualify another adverb also. Means adverb can express the quality of verb, the quality of adjective, the quality of conjunction, quality of preposition, quality of full sentence, and another adverb also. So this adverb always qualifies a verb, always qualifies an adjective. But question is here, what do you mean by qualify? What is a qualify? Qualify means the quality of verb. If any action is happening, how this action happened. If you are good, how much good you are. If joined any sentence, how and why it is joined. So when we ask any question by asking the verb, that is how, where, when, why, all these answers are called adverb. So these are called qualifier of the verb, qualifier of adjective, qualifier of conjunction, qualifier of preposition, qualifier of sentence also, and it also qualify the another adverb also. What are they? Let me discuss. If we write, he walks slowly. In our sentence, he is a subject, walks, that is the verb. Okay. The slowly is an adverb. Why? Because it qualifies works. It qualifies works. If I write, you run first. You here is subject, run, that is the verb, and fast, it's an adverb. And fast is adverb because fast qualify run. You run. Sentence can be stopped here. You run. But if I am asking how you run, your answer will be you run first. How does he walk? Your answer will be he walks slowly. So whenever we ask any question to verb by how, the answer will be always adverb. This is called qualifier. Again, if we write he is very good. Okay, he is very good. How he is? He is very good. Good is here adjective. Good is here adjective here. Okay. But the very, very is qualifying the adjective. Very is qualifying the adjective. So that's why very is an adverb. Good, good is qualifying he, and very is qualifying good. So that's why very here is an adverb. Again, if I write, she is extremely beautiful. She is extremely beautiful. How is she? She is beautiful. Beautiful here is an adjective. How much beautiful is she? She is extremely beautiful. Extremely, this is an adverb. Because extremely is qualifying the word beautiful. She is beautiful, there is a complete meaningful sentence. But if I want to give some another degree, how much beautiful is she? So we can write that she is extremely beautiful, she is very beautiful. So these words are called adverb. So the basic work of adverb is, it is a qualifier of the adjective, it is a qualifier of the verb. When a word qualify the verb, these are called adverb. You run first. How you run? How do you run? You run first. First will be adverb. He is very good. How much good is he? Very. Very is an adverb. She is extremely beautiful. How much beautiful is she? She is extremely beautiful. Extremely, it will be called adverb. Clear? So an adverb always qualifies a verb and adjective. Or another adverb also. What do you mean by that? Another adverb. What are the another adverb? If I write very carefully. I write very carefully. Okay. I write very carefully. Yeah, if I write the horse runs very fast. I write very carefully. Second sentence is the horse runs very fast. These are two sentences. Okay. The words vary. The words vary. Qualifying the adverb carefully. Carefully is an adverb here. Carefully is an adverb here. Because I write. How I am right? I write carefully. Carefully is an adverb. And very is also qualify the adverb also. So that's why very here is also an adverb. But what is the difference between very and carefully? Here carefully qualify the word verb, and very qualify the adverb. Is it clear or not? The carefully word is qualifying the verb. That is right. And the very word is qualifying carefully. That is adverb. So in this sentence we get two adverbs. Two adverbs. Very is adverb and carefully is also adverb. Two adverbs we get. But the first very is qualifier of carefully, and carefully is qualifier of the verb. So adverb can do anything else. It can qualify the verb, it can qualify the adjective, it can qualify adverb, it can qualify conjunction, it can qualify preposition, it can qualify the full sentence also. So that's why it is a very important and very difficult part of the sentence. It is not the mandatory part of the sentence, but it is a very important part of the sentence. The horse ran very fast. If I write the horse runs, runs is a verb. How does the horse run? It runs very fast. Fast. Fast is an adverb. How much fast it is? It is very fast. Very is also the adverb. But the difference is fast is qualifier of run and very is qualifier of fast. Is that clear or not? Again, second sentence. If I write, he hits her simply. He hits her simply because she drinks whiskey. Hmm. He hits her simply because she drinks whiskey. Here, simply is an adverb. Here, simply is an adverb. And it is a qualifier of because. And because is here, that is a conjunction. Here, because is conjunction. Because is conjunction. And simply is an adverb. So that's why in this sentence, because simply is an adverb and qualify the conjunction because. So it can qualify conjunction also, it can qualify adverb also, it can qualify the adjective also, it can qualify the verb also, it can qualify the full sentence also. How it will be happening? If I am right, if I am writing that uh, fortunately, fortunately the terrorists, fortunately the terrorists were caught. Fortunately the terrorists were caught. In this sentence, fortunately, fortunately is qualifying the sentences. The fortunately word is qualifying the sentences. The terrorists were caught. This is a complete meaningful sentence. But how? Fortunately. Here, fortunately is adverb. And this word qualify the sentence. This word qualifies the sentence. The sentence is the terrorists were caught. So it can qualify that sentence, it can qualify an adjective, it can qualify a verb, it can qualify the another adverb, it can qualify the preposition also. Is it clear or not? Again, third sentence if we write, the kite, the kite flew exactly, the kite flew exactly over our head. Hmm. The kite flew exactly over our head. Here over is a preposition. Over is a preposition. Preposition, what is the action of preposition? Preposition always make a relation between the subject and the object. Here it is a subject and it is an object. What is the relation between subject and object? The kite flew over our head. Okay. So preposition always make a relation between subject and object. And over, how it over is exactly over. Here exactly, this is an adverb. This is called adverb. Clear? So it is a qualifier of preposition, it is a qualifier of conjunction, it can be qualified the full sentence also, it is a qualifier of adjective, it is a qualifier of verb, all can be qualified by this word and these words are called adverb. Clear or not guys? Is it clear? Next we will do another important part, that is the kinds of adverb. Kinds of adverb. Kinds of adverbs. What are that? Please note it down because it's a very important. The first kind is adverb of time. Adverb of time. Adverb of time means that is today, tomorrow, yesterday, last night, now, just, ago, daily, already, next, like that, next month, next year, next day, the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the day before yesterday. Okay, these all are called adverb of time. Guys, these all words are adverb. Today, tomorrow, yesterday, last year, last night, now, just, then, ago. These all are called adverb. At present, presently, shortly, recently, immediately, instantly. These all are called before, since. These all are called adverb of time. Please note it down. These all are called adverb of time. At first, we have to identify it. You have to learn to identify to what are the adverb, how the adverbs look like. These all words are called adverb. Suppose I am writing that is he saw me yesterday. He saw me yesterday. Here yesterday is an adverb. And which type of adverb? This is the adverb of time. This is the adverb of time. So he saw me yesterday. Yesterday here is an adverb. If you write I have seen her before. Okay. I have seen her before. Before is an adverb. I is a subject. Have seen verb. Her object and before. Before is an adverb. If you write she comes here daily. Okay. She comes here daily. Daily will be an adverb. So daily, ago, already, every day, today, last year, last month, next year, next month, these all are called adverb of time. This is the first part of kinds of adverb. Second is another important kind हम पढ़ रहे हैं. The second kind is adverb of place. Adverb of place. Adverb of place means these are the adverbs which expresses place are called the adverbs of place. And you have to ask the where. If you ask the verb where it is, where, then we get adverb of place. The adverbs which expresses place are called adverbs of the place. Examples, we can say that here, there. You can write anywhere. You can write nowhere. You can write everywhere. We also can write without, outside, inside, outdoors, etc. Outdoors. So these type of words are called adverb of place. These all are adverb, but they express the place. Example, if you write he was sitting here. He was sitting here. Okay, where he was sitting? He was sitting here. Here is an adverb. Adverb of place. Where he is sitting? He was sitting here. That is adverb of place. If you write his brother-in-law is out. His brother-in-law is out. Out is an adverb of place. Out is adverb. If you write she looks up. Up, up. It's also the adverb. So adverb of place means the adverb expresses the place. These are called adverb of place. The third point, that is the kinds of adverb, another important part, that is a frequency adverb. That is a frequency adverb. Third is frequency adverb. Frequency adverb. And the another part of frequency adverb is the adverb of number. Frequency adverb or adverb of number. Adverb of number. Guys, these all are very, very important, and I'm just teaching you which is a portion of your examination, because adverb is a very lengthy topic. We have to learn that portion which is a very important for our spotting errors. So frequency adverbs and adverb of number. Adverb of number, the examples is once. Adverb of number, that is once, twice, thrice, again. At adverb of frequency, frequency adverb, they are always, sometimes, usually, okay, frequently, generally, soon, ever, never. These all are called frequency adverb. And once, thrice, twice, firstly, secondly, thirdly, these all are the adverb of number. Frequency adverb and adverb of number are very, very important because of their position. When and why and how we take always, when we use sometimes, when we use usually, these all are the part of our discussion, because the placings of adverb, the position of adverb is a very important in the sentence, as though it is not the mandatory part of the sentence, but whenever we put any frequency adverb, whenever we put any adverb of place, whenever we put any adverb of time, it should be have some proper order. If we do not maintain our order, our sentence will be wrong. This will be the grammatical error. So these are the frequency of adverb. Frequency of adverb, the examples of frequency of adverb, that is always, sometimes, usually, ever, never, occasionally, generally, frequently. These all are the frequency of adverb. And adverb of number is once, twice, thrice, firstly, secondly, thirdly, etc. Okay. Our next part, that is number fourth. That is the next part. That is number fourth. Number fourth is adverbs of quantity. These are adverbs of quantity. Adverbs of quantity. Like that, to, very, enough, to, very, enough. You can also say that rather. You can say fairly, entirely, altogether, almost, etc. These are called adverbs of quantity. And it is a very important part, when and why we use to, when we use very, when we use enough. This is a very, very important, students. Jo, where and why. What is the difference between to and very? What is the difference between very and enough? And what are the uses of rather, fairly, entirely, altogether, almost? These all are very, very important part. And we have to learn what is the uses of this adverbs of quantity. Clear? And last one is adverb of manner. What is a manner? Like that, slowly, quickly, beautifully, wonderfully. Whenever we take ly with an adjective, these are called adverbs of manner. So the fifth option is adverb of manner. Adverb of manner. Another important part, adverb of manner, that is you can write slowly, you can write wisely, you can write loudly, you can write soundly, etc. Whenever we take ly with an adjective, these are called adverb of manner. Okay. And sixth is adverb of reason. Adverb of reason. Reason. Why? Why? How? Where? When? And why? These all the WH, these all answer of these WH questions are, these all are the adverb. The action, how the action is done, how the action is, when the action is done, where the action is done, and why the action is done. These all are called adverb. The answer of these questions are adverb. Adverb of reason, they are hence. You can write therefore. You can write consequently. These are called adverb of reason. So guys, it is clear or not? Please let me know. Frequency adverb, adverb of time, adverb of place, manner, reason, quantity. These all the part of our discussion because all the questions are based on these type of kinds. So at first we have to understand what is the adverb, what are the adverbs and what words particularly are adverb. And then we will do another thing. So these are the kinds of an adverb. Okay. What is that? What are the adverb? Adverb are the qualifier of the verb, qualifier of the adjective, qualifier of the conjunctions, qualifier of the preposition, and qualify the sentence. It can qualify the whole sentence also. These are called adverb. Okay. Is it clear or not? Now we have to discuss one of the most important part, that is the position, placings of frequency adverb. Our next heading will be placings of frequency adverb. Placings of frequency adverb. One of the most important part, placings of frequency adverb. What are the frequency adverb? The frequency adverbs are always, never, ever, often, generally, rarely, frequently, seldom, sometimes. I'm writing all these examples. Please note it down, guys. What are the frequency adverbs? Frequency adverbs are always, never, often, generally, rarely, okay, frequently, seldom, sometimes, occasionally. These all are called frequency adverb. And now we will discuss what is the correct position, correct placings of these frequency adverbs. Let me give an example. Suppose we get this sentence, the sun always, the sun always rises in the east. The sun always rises in the east. And our second sentence, if we get, always the sun rises in the east. Always the sun rises in the east. And first sentence is the sun always rises in the east. If they ask which will be the correct sentence, what will be the correct sentence? Which sentence will be the correct sentence? Please guys remember that the first sentence will be the right. The second sentence is wrong. Why the second sentence is wrong? Because frequency adverb always use before, always placed before the principal verb. Here rises is the principal verb. Here rises is the main verb. Okay, that is the first form of the verb. You can say that second form of the verb. Before first form of the verb or before second form of the verb, frequency adverb always be placed. So that's why here the sun is a subject, rises, there is a verb, in the east there is a place. And always is a frequency adverb, is a frequency adverb. And before principal verb, we have to take always. But here is a wrong sentence because always is placed before the sun. No, it is not the correct option. Because the frequency adverb, there is a first point you have to remember that the frequency adverb always places before principal verb or main verb. So this is a first point. Frequency adverb always use before principal verb or simple verb or main verb, either first form of the verb or second form of the verb. Let me give another example. If we write, sometimes he goes to bed very late. Sometimes he goes to bed very late. And the second sentence we get, he sometimes goes to bed very late. And if they ask, which will be the correct sentence? What will be the correct sentence? At first you have to locate. Here in this sentence, what is the frequency adverb? Sometimes is the frequency adverb. And the frequency adverb always used before the principal verb or main verb. Before the principal verb or main verb. So goes here is a principal verb. This is a main verb. And before principal verb, we have to take sometimes. But here in this sentence, sometimes is used before he. So that's why this is a wrong sentence. It will be the correct sentence. He sometimes goes to bed very late. Goes here is a main verb, and before main verb, we have to take sometimes. Guys, it is clear or not? Please tell me. Is it clear or not? Clear? So frequency adverb means these are the frequency adverb. Always, never, often, rare, over. These all can be used before principal verb. I mean to say first form of the verb or second form of the verb. Clear? The second point, we have to remember that these all the placings of frequency adverb. If we get this verb, always, never, hardly, these all the adverb, often, usually, occasionally, generally, are used after auxiliary verb. After auxiliary verb. What are the auxiliary verb? Suppose is, was, were, am, can, could, shall, should, must, will. These are called anomalous या auxiliary verb. After auxiliary verb, we have to take frequency adverb. Is, was, were, am, can, could, shall, should. After this, we can take frequency adverb. We can take frequency adverb. Like that, if I write, he is always at home on Sundays. And second sentence, if I get, always he is at home on Sundays. So guys, which will be the correct sentence? Here is a helping verb, auxiliary verb, and after auxiliary verb we have to take always. But here in this sentence, before he, we take always. So that's why this will be the wrong sentence, it will be the correct sentence. This will be the wrong sentence, it will be the correct sentence. Clear? And is, are, can, could, shall, should, may, might, must. After this, we can take frequency adverb. And before principal verb, we always use frequency adverb. Let's give me another example. If I write, you should always, you should always try to be punctual. Here should, that is a helping verb, auxiliary verb, and after helping verb we have to take always. You should always try to be punctual. If you write always, you should try to be punctual. If you write, yeah, you should try to be punctual always. If you put always at the end of the sentence, and if you put always at the before of the sentence, so remember that it will be the wrong, not the correct sentence. That will be the wrong sentence. We have to take always after helping verb. So that's why you should always try to be punctual. That will be the correct option. So after helping verb, we have to take frequency adverb, and before principal verb, we have to take frequency adverb. And what are the frequency adverb? Frequency adverb: always, never, usually, frequently, sometimes, soon. These type of words are called frequency adverbs. Clear? Shweta, Suma? Oh. Very important part. This is a very important part for high frequency spotting errors, specifically for bank exams, SSC exams also. It is a high frequency spotting errors when actually adverb is not the mandatory part of our question, mandatory part of the sentence, but whenever we put adverb, we have to take in a proper manner. So that's why adverbial questions little bit of tough, because you cannot recognize what the error is. Because he is always at home on Sunday and always he is at home on Sunday. There is a no difference between difference of meaning. Meaning are same, but grammatically this will be the wrong sentence. It will be the correct sentence. Clear? Next point. Next heading, that will be MPT rule. MPT rule. MPT rule. First point. Second point, PM rule. And third point is PFT rule. PFT rule. MPT rule, PM rule, and PFT rule. One of the most important, another important part. That's why I'm making a double star. MPT rule, PM rule, and PFT rule. What are that? What are these MPT rules? At first, we have to discuss that is the MPT rule. MPT rule. M means adverb of manner. P means adverb of place. T means adverb of time. Clear? MPT. M means adverb of manner, P means adverb of place, and T means adverb of time. Okay. The MPT rules is then expresses that if adverb of manner, adverb of place, and adverb of time are used together in a sentence. If we adverb of manner, adverb of place, and adverb of time, adverb of manner, adverb of place, or adverb of time are used together in a sentence, the order will be, at first we have to take manner, then we have to take place, then we have to take time. So what is the example? If we write, he wrote. Okay. He wrote the letter. If I write, he wrote the letter. One thing, adverb of manner means you have to ask question verb by how. Adverb of place means you have to ask question where. Or adverb of time, you have to ask question when. How, where, and when. So he wrote the letter. Okay, he wrote the letter swiftly at home yesterday. He wrote the letter swiftly at home yesterday. He, here is a subject, wrote, that is the verb, and the letter, it is an object. How he wrote, how did he write? If I ask, how did he write swiftly. This is the manner. Where did he write? He wrote it at home. That is the place. And when did he write? He wrote it yesterday. That is the time. So MPT, this is called MPT rule. At first we have to take manner, then we have to give place, then we have to give time. But if we write this sentence like this manner, he wrote the letter, yesterday at home swiftly. If you write, He wrote the letter yesterday at home swiftly. This will be not the right sentence. That is the wrong sentence. Because yesterday, that is a time. At home, that is a place. And swiftly, it is a manner. TPM rule. That is not the correct option. We have to take MPT rule. We have to take MPT rule. So, at first, we have to take manner. Then we have to give place. And then we have to give time. This is called MPT rule. MPT rule. Okay. Is it clear? Second rule, that is a PM rule. What are that? What is a PM rule? PM rule means if we get the verb, if an adverb of place and adverb of manner are used together after the verbs, if we get the verb that is come, go, arrive, and enter. Come, go, arrive, and enter. If manner of adverb of manner and adverb of place is used after come, after go, after arrive, or after enter, if, then order will be place and manner. It will be not manner and place. The order will be place and manner. The order will be place and manner. That will be PM. What are that? Suppose we write the boys entered. The boys entered the classroom. The boys entered the classroom silently. And the second sentence, if I write, the boys entered the classroom, entered silently, entered silently, entered silently in the classroom. So according to MPT rule, this sentence must be correct. According to MPT rule, because this is M manner and this is place in the classroom. This sentence must be correct. Okay, but it will be not the right sentence because here verb is entered. So when we take the verbs that is come, go, arrive, and enter, come, go, arrive, and enter, the order will be not the manner and place. Order will be place and manner. So that's why the boys entered the classroom, that is the place, or silently, that is the manner. Is it clear or not? MPT rule, basically MPT rule. Manner, place, and time. Manner, adverb of place, adverb of time. But if we take this verb, that is come, go, arrive, enter, then order will be placed and manner. It will be not manner or place. Before that, we have to take place, then we have to take manner. Clear or not? Is it clear? Again, take a sentence. Example. He went there. He went there recently. Second sentence. He went there secretly. And third sentence, if I write, he went secretly there. He went secretly there. Among these three sentences, which will be the correct option? He went there recently. He went there secretly. He went secretly there. Which will be the correct option and which will be the wrong sentence? Can you guess? 1 and 2, Shweta. At first we have to get place, where. Yeah, absolutely. First and second sentences are correct, but third sentence is not the right. Because went, the past tense of go is went. The past tense of go is went. After went, after go, after went, after gone is after that we have to take first place, then manner. So that's why he went there recently. Yeah, he went there secretly. First sentence and second sentence is right, but third sentence is wrong. Clear or not? Yeah, Sagarika, Suma, absolutely. Mona Kumari, yeah. So now it is clear to you. MPT rule and PM rule. Now we have to discuss PFT rule. What is a PFT rule? PFT. P means adverb of place. Adverb of place. F means adverb of frequency. Or T means adverb of time. If, place, frequency and time. Place, frequency and time are used in one sentence. Okay, place, frequency and time are used in one sentence. The order will be PFT, means at first we have to take place, then we have to take at first we have to take place, then we have to take frequency, and then we have to take time. This is called PFT rule. What's are that? Suppose I am writing here, he comes here. He comes here. Okay, two times. He comes here two times in a week. He comes here two times in a week. So here is this sentence. He is a subject, comes verb. Here, that is the place. Two times, that is the adverb of frequency. In a week, that is the time. So that's why PFT. This is the right sentence. But if I am writing, he comes, suppose, he comes two times. He comes two times here in a week. He comes two times here in a week. This is the wrong sentence because two times is a frequency. Here that is a position, place, and in a week that is a time. FPT, that is not the correct rule, correct order. The correct order must be PFT. It should not be TFP. It should not be FTP. It should not be TPF. No, no, and no. The order must be P, F, and T. Means place, frequency, time. MPT, manner, place, time. And if you take M, manner, so then the order will be MPFT. He comes here. Here is a place. Before, daily. You can say that daily. Whatever may be. So he comes attentively. Attentively will be the manner. He comes attentively here two times in a week. So if we get manner, then it will be manner, then P plus, then F, then T. Students, clear or not? Recently is adverb of time or adverb of manner? Sagarika, recently is an adverb of time. Adverb of time. Okay? Clear or not, guys? Another important part I want to discuss with you, that is, if we get an adverb, adverb is used before have to. If we have this verb have to and used to. have to and used to. Before have to, before used to, always we have to take frequency adverb. Let me give an example. Adverb never used to, never, adverb is not used after have to. Adverb is not used after have to. After is not used after used to. It will be always used before have to, before used to. Let me give an example. If we write this sentence, I often have to, I often have to go to school on foot. And the second sentence, I have often to go to school on foot. If you get two sentences, just we have to remember that have to, when our verb is have to, this is a model auxiliary verb, have to. So before have to, we have to take often. But in this sentence, second sentence, I have often to go. No, it is have to, have to. So before have to, we have to take frequency adverbs. So between these two sentences, the first sentence is right, the second sentence is wrong. It is not, the second sentence is not the wrong, right sentence. Second sentence is wrong, the first sentence is right. Again example, she always, okay, she always used to agree, she always used to agree with me. She always used to agree with me. Always, and here is the used to. Before used to, we have to take always. So that's why she always used to agree with me. That is the correct sentence. If you write, he used to always agree. Write that. If I write, she used to always agree with me. This is not the right sentence. She used to always agree with me. That is a wrong sentence. The right sentence will be, she always used to agree with me. Because have to and used to, before have to or before used to, the frequency adverb must be placed. These are the mandatory point, mandatory rule, you can say that, mandatory concept. It's a very, very important concept. We have to remember that. Okay. So MPT rule, PM rule, PFT rule, have to, used to, these all are the part of our discussion. These all are the part of our spotting errors also, guys. Sentence improvement also. Because she always used to agree and she used to always agree with me. There is a no difference between the meaning. But grammatically, first sentence is correct, second sentence is wrong. So we have to be very careful about that. Okay, clear now? Next, another concept I want to discuss with you. These are the uses of to, very, and enough. To, very, enough. This another important part and very important portion also, because we have to think that is a lot of confusing words. When and where we have to we have to use to, and what is the use very, use of very, what is the use of enough. These all are the part of our discussion. So first point we have to remember, to means TW. At first we have to discuss TW. To means more than required. More than required. To means more than required. Okay. And to always used for to, used before unpleasant adjective. Guys, please remember that. Unpleasant adjective. What are the unpleasant adjectives? What are the unpleasant adjectives? What are that? Let me discuss. If I write, she was too ugly. She was too beautiful. She was too ugly. She was too beautiful. If you get these two sentences, which will be the correct sentence if I ask? Which will be the correct sentence? So you have to remember that. Ugly, that is an unpleasant adjective. Means this is the negative word. Okay. Whenever anyone says something good for me, that is a pleasant adjective for me. And when someone says that is unpleasant for me, bad for me, that will be the negative word. So ugly here is a negative word. It is a negative word. And beautiful, that is a positive word. Okay. So to always use for unpleasant adjective means negative adjective. To always use for unpleasant adjective. That means negative adjective. It will be not used for positive adjective. So the first sentence is a correct, but second sentence is wrong. She was too beautiful. That is a wrong sentence because beautiful is a positive word. Beautiful is a positive word. Okay. Yes, Shweta. Beautiful is a positive word. So we have to take very. Very can be used for pleasant adjective and TW2 can be used for negative adjective. Whenever it is a negative thinking, negative words, negativity, unpleasant thing, it will be used for to. And whenever it will be the pleasant thing, it will be the good thing, we have to take very. This is a basic difference between to and very. To always take negative word or very always use with positive word. Okay. But all another thing, sometimes we use TW2 and TO2. Second, too much. And third is much too. These all are the part of our discussion. When and why we have to check TW2 and TO2, too much and much too. What is the meaning of that? Suppose you write, the news is too good. The news is too good. Okay, too good. And if I am continuing the sentence like this manner, to be true. The news is too good to be true. What is the meaning of this sentence? This sentence is called simple sentence. And if we expand this sentence by so and that, so that our sentence will be, the news is so good that it cannot be true. Ultimate meaning is in negative. This news is so good that it cannot be true. Okay. But here good is positive word. Just see, good is a positive word. Good is positive word. But we already have discussed that two cannot be used with positive word. But here good carry the negative meaning. It is this news is so good that it cannot be true. Okay. So sometimes we also use this. But we have to remember that whenever we make TW2, we have to use TO2. One sentence, one more sentence. If I am writing like this manner, I am too glad to see you. Guys, can you tell me whether it is a right sentence or wrong? I am too glad to see you. Is it correct or wrong sentence? Good is pleasant word, then how can we use? Yes, Shweta, good is a pleasant word. Good is positive word. But when good used with TW2, and when we expand this sentence by so and that, the meaning of this sentence is negative. This news is so good that it cannot be true. Surely, surely, Shweta, I am repeating again and again. The news is too good. If I am writing, the news is too good and then I make a full stop, then my sentence will be wrong. Because I have to take the news is very good. Then it will be the correct sentence. But continuation of the sentence, the continuation of the sentence is the news is too good to be true. The news is too good to be true. That means the meaning of this sentence is the news is so good. I mean to say इतना ही अच्छा है that it cannot be true. ये कभी सच नहीं हो सकता. समझ में आया? Understand or not? मान लो if we receive just now, if we are receiving the sentence, that receiving the news, jo yesterday, tomorrow, all school, college, institution will be open and our offline class will be started. If we get this news, definitely this news is very good for us, है ना? Definitely it is a very good news for us, but it cannot be true. This cannot be true. Sometimes good जो होते हैं वो इतना अच्छा होता है जो वो सच नहीं बनता. Such nahi banta. At that moment, we have to take TW2 before good. So that's why the news is so good that it cannot be true. Clear, Shweta? Suma, Mona Kumari, all are saying that correct, but Sagarika saying wrong. Yes, Sagarika, absolutely. This is the wrong sentence. I am too glad. I am too glad. Glad is a positive word, dear. Glad is a positive word. If you expand this sentence by so and that, what will be the meaning? I am so glad. I am so glad that I cannot see you. Understand? I am so glad मैं इतना ही खुश हूँ जो मैं तुम्हें देख नहीं सकती. This is the meaning of this sentence. Is it clear or not? The news is too good to be true. This news is so good that it cannot be true. इतना ही अच्छा है जो ये true नहीं हो सकता. But I am too glad to see you. I am so glad, मैं इतना खुश हूँ that I cannot see you. मैं तुम्हें देख नहीं सकता. मतलब I mean to say I am contradict myself. I am contradicting. I am contradicting myself. Is it clear or not? मैं इतना ही खुश हूँ जो मैं तुम्हें देख ही नहीं सकती. How it will be possible? मुझे क्या बोलना चाहिए था जो तुम्हें देखकर मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई. ये this is the meaning of this sentence. But if I use this to before glad, the meaning will be different. So what will be the correct sentence? The correct sentence will be I am very glad to see you, because glad is a positive word. I am very glad to see you. So that's why this is the wrong sentence. The correct sentence will be I am very glad to see you. I am very glad to see you. Guys, it is clear or not? Please let me know. Please tell me. Is it clear or not? If it is not clear, I am repeating again and again, again and again. But it must be clear. Then we will go to too much and much too. Clear? Mohana, Suma. So TW2 always take negative word and very always takes positive word. That is the most important part. Okay. But sometimes we have to change these things according to meaning. Suppose one more example. One more example. Guys, is this correct sentence or no? He is too intelligent. He is too intelligent to be cheated. Ma'am, second sentence little bit confusing. Shweta, वो glad वाली sentence. You want to ask glad? Second sentence, I am too glad to see you. Okay, Shweta, I am too glad to see you. I am too glad to see you. Glad is always negative, always positive word. One thing, whenever you see there is two and two, in our sentence it is TW2 and TO2. Always try to make the sentence, try to write the sentence with so that. So that. Then answer will be very clear. He is too intelligent to be cheated. Is it correct or wrong sentence? How can you look at? If you write like this manner, he is so intelligent. He is so intelligent that that he cannot that he cannot be cheated. That he cannot be cheated. I am so glad. Yeah, if you write Shweta, I am so glad that I cannot see you. That the rest of the portion, dear, the rest of the portion always should be negative. Okay, whenever we use TW2 and TO2, the rest of the portion, the second, I mean to say subordinate clause always will be negative information. Always use in negative information. Sorry, it should not be in the positive information. Okay, Shweta? He is too intelligent to be cheated. That means so if you use in so that, if you use it within so that, he is so intelligent, इतना ही intelligent है that he cannot be cheated. Nobody can cheat him. वो इतना इंटेलिजेंट है जो कोई उसको चीट नहीं कर सकता. तो इस जगह में इंटेलिजेंट, हियर इंटेलिजेंट इज नेगेटिव वर्ड, सॉरी पॉजिटिव वर्ड, बट इट इज यूज्ड विथ TW2 because ultimately he cannot be cheated. Ultimately उसको कोई चीट नहीं कर सकता, मतलब that is a negative information. Is it clear or not, guys? Please let me know. Again बोलो. If I write he was too weak to walk, and second sentence, he was very weak to walk. Which will be correct sentence? He is very intelligent. If you Sagarika, if you write, he is very intelligent. He is very intelligent to be cheated. That's mean वो इतना intelligent है जो सब लोगों को cheat कर लेता है. समझ में आ गया? Jasmine, very intelligent. Very always take positive word. Very always use with positive sentence. In that sentence, there will be no any negative word. There will be no any negative word. Clear or not? If you write, he is very intelligent to be cheated. What's the meaning of that sentence? He is very intelligent. इतना intelligent है जो कोई भी उसको cheat कर लेता है. If I am telling you, he is very always used for students. Very always used for positive expression. It will be not used in negative sentence. It will be not used in negative expression also. It will be always used for positive sentence. Clear? So he was too weak to walk. Means he was so weak. इतना ही कमजोर था. He was so weak. Yeah, Mohan Kumari. Yes, Mona. He was so weak that he cannot walk. He was so weak that he cannot walk. Sorry, could not walk. He was so weak that he could not walk. But very weak के साथ to walk हम नहीं दे सकते. He was very weak. You can make a full stop here. Don't give to walk. He was very weak. बात यहीं पे ही खत्म. Our sentence can be stopped here. Okay, but if I write to work, then we have to take he was too weak to work. Means he was so weak that he cannot walk. Is it clear or not? Yeah, first sentence will be right, the second sentence will be wrong. Clear or not? Achha, one more example. Tell me, that film was too horrible. And second sentence, that film was very horrible. Which will be the correct sentence? And why? And another sentence, he is very dull. Or second is, he is too dull. Can you tell me what will be the correct sentence? First is correct. Second, in second sentence, he is very dull or he is too dull. He is very dull and he is too dull. Another sentence I want to give. Second is correct. Yeah. If I write, चलो लिखते हैं. He was very or too healthy. He was too dull is correct. Yes, Mohana. Yes, yes, too dull. Because what is the reason behind that? Because here in our first sentence, horrible is a negative word. So before negative word, we have to take two. Dull is a negative word. So before negative word, we have to take two. But here is healthy. Healthy is a negative word or positive word? Shweta, very dull is not correct. Dull is a negative word. Okay, beta? Dull is negative word. Before dull, all the negative word, all negative word always carry TW2 because 2 is a negative word. 2 is a negative word. So he is very dull. It is a wrong sentence. He is too dull. Yeah. But he is very healthy. Why? Because healthy is a positive word. It is a positive word. So that's why he is very healthy. He's too dull. Dull is a negative word. So that's why we have to take 2. Horrible, negative word. That's why we have to take 2. Yes. कोई बात नहीं. Don't say sorry, Shweta. हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. We are discussing here. It is a discussion forum. But please let me know, is it clear or not? If I am telling you she is too happy, she is very happy. Which will be the correct option? Definitely she is very happy. Okay. But if I am telling you I am too disturbed and I am very disturbed. Disturbed word is very negative word. So we have to take I am too disturbed. I am very annoyed. I am very annoyed. I am too annoyed. Which will be the correct option? I am too annoyed. Because annoyed hona. Annoyed hona. Annoyed is a negative word. So whenever we have to take negative word, negative means unpleasant adjective. Unpleasant adjective means when someone says me, someone tells me about my demerits. Okay. So that is definitely unpleasant to me. That is definitely unpleasant to me. So whenever we take any unpleasant adjective, we have to take two. And whenever we take pleasant adjective, we have to take very. Clear? Sentences with cannot please explain. Okay, Lata. Definitely. Definitely. I am explaining once again. Lata, just see whenever we use TW2 and TO2. This type of sentence is called simple sentence. This type of sentence is simple sentence. Like that, if I am writing like that, he was too weak to work. He was too weak to work. Okay. TW2 always negative meaning. Always negative meaning. And the expanded form of this sentence, we can expand this sentence. Expand means क्या है? बढ़ाना. We can express this. We can expand this sentence. We can expand this sentence by so that. We can expand this sentence by so that. So this sentence, if I am writing this sentence by using so and that, what will be the correct formation? The correct formation will be he was so weak. He was so weak that he could not walk. Sorry, past tense. So he could not walk. He was so weak. So that. And we have to take negative word. Because in our simple sentence, we take TW2. Clear? So he was so weak that he could not walk. So TW2 always take negative word. Very always take positive word. Clear, Lata? Actually, these are the part of our question. This is a part of our question. That is the most important part of adverbs. Next, we have to discuss Much to versus too much. Acha. Yes, Shweta. Suppose you get the sentence, uh, Radha is too beautiful. Okay. And second option, Radha is very beautiful. And third option, Radha is beautiful enough. Okay. So at first, enough means sufficient degree. To always carry negative information, or very always carry positive information. So at first you have to look after that is a beautiful. Our adjective is here pleasant adjective. So before pleasant adjective we have not taken, we do not take any negative word. So that's why Radha is too beautiful, Radha is very beautiful, Radha is beautiful enough. Which will be the correct phrase? The correct phrase will be Radha is very beautiful. This type of questions we have to discuss. I will discuss in our next class. I will discuss. Actually, at first, I want to clear the all concept. If your concept is not clear, you cannot do any question, because adverbial questions are not so easy. It's very difficult. So that's why at first I want to discuss with you, clear your conception. So now next we will discuss much to and too much. What is the difference between much to and too much? Okay. How can be asked based on so that? So that Shweta, whenever you use TW2, okay, the so that portion will be negative. And when you use very, the so that portion will not be negative. Much to and too much. First option, much to. Much to always use with unpleasant adjective. Much to always use with unpleasant adjective. Much to always use for unpleasant adjective. Okay. And too much always use with noun. After too much, we have to take noun. And after much too, we have to take unpleasant adjective. Unpleasant adjective means that is a negative information. Much too, after much too, we have to take unpleasant adjective. After too much, we have to take noun. What is the example? If I write his failure, his failure is too much painful for me. His failure is too much painful for me. And second sentence I am writing, that is his wife, his wife's rude behavior, his wife's rude behavior gives him much to pain. Here the first slash wife's, second slash behavior, third slash gives him much to pain, एक option, no error. And here is also no error. Which will be the correct option? Much to always take unpleasant adjective, guys. That is the negative information. And too much always take noun. Too much always take noun. And what is the difference between adjective and noun? Pain, P-A-I-N, pain, that is a noun. But painful, it is an adjective. Clear? Care, careless, that is an adjective. Or carelessness, that is the noun. When we take ness, ness, ment, ment, age, these all are converted into noun. Like that, develop is a verb, development, that is a noun. Clear? Development is a noun. Statement, ment words are always used in noun. The same manner, pain, that is a noun. Or painful is an unpleasant adjective. So मैंने क्या कहा पहले जो what is our point of discussion? When we take much to, we have to take unpleasant adjective. And when we take too much, we have to take noun. Can you guess which will be the correct option and what is the correct sentence and what is the wrong sentence? How can you recognize painful? Painful is an adjective, and before painful we have to take much to. But here it is too much. That's mean this portion is wrong. This portion is wrong. We have to take not. It is not the too much. It will be much too. His failure is much too painful for me. His failure is much too painful for me. Clear? But in second sentence, his wife's rude behavior gives him much to pain. Pain is a noun. Pain is noun. And before noun, we take too much. Before noun, we have to take too much. So that's why it is not the much too. It will be too much. It will be too much. So now the correct sentence will be in the first sentence, his failure is much too painful for me. His failure is much too painful for me, or his wife's rude behavior gives him too much pain. Before noun we take too much, and before unpleasant adjective we take much too. That is the main differentiation between too much and much too. Both can be negative. Negative noun, negative adjective. But uses before, after too much, we have to take noun. And after much too, we have to take unpleasant adjective. Guys, any question? Instead of much too, we have to take too much. Yeah, Shweta. Absolutely. Suma, Lata, rest of the students, is it clear or not? Most important part of English grammar, specifically competitive exams. Most important part. You don't know जो कितनी important चीज आज हम पढ़ रहे हैं. It's a very important part and very useful thing. That's why I'm always telling English is amazing. English is really amazing. One thing. Another thing. If we get none to, none to. Clear? Okay. What's the meaning of none to? None to means not very. None to. The meaning of none to means not very. Okay. After none to, we can take positive word as well as negative word. There will be no any problem. None to. After none to, we can take positive word. We can take negative word. So none to can be used with pleasant adjective as well as unpleasant adjective. How? If I am writing this essay, this essay is none too good. And second sentence, this essay is none too bad. Thank you, Sagarika. But English is always amazing. Whenever any comments go to English is amazing, please remember it's I. Acha. None to. None to means not very. That is, none to can take positive word as well as negative word. Okay. This essay is none too good. This is the correct sentence. The meaning of this sentence, this essay is not very good. Okay. And this essay is none too bad. None too bad means not very bad. None too good. That is the not very good. So none to you have to you can take after none to positive sentence, positive word and negative word. Both will be correct. There will be no any problem. But whenever you take only two, yeah too much, yeah much too, always negative word will be followed. Clear? And last one is only two. The uses of only two. Only two. Only two means very. None to means not very. Only to means very. And only to also can take positive word as well as negative word. Positive word as well as negative word. What's are that? If I am right, I am only too glad to see you. I am only too glad to see you. What's the meaning of that? Only two means that is a very. Okay. So ultimate meaning, I am very glad to see you. But we don't use very. We can take only two because only two means very. None to means not very. So none to and only to can be used both positive and negative information. Is that clear? Your performance, if I am writing, your performance is only too bad. If you write your performance, your performance is only too bad. What's the meaning of that? Your performance is only too bad. That's when only two means that is a very, very bad. Your performance is very bad. Ultimate meaning, to, two after two we take negative word. After two we can take positive word. But before two we have to take only. So guys, none to, none to. That means not very. And only two. That means very. And both can be used for positive word as well as negative word. We can use both of them. Clear? She is very beautiful, you can write. It is also right. She is only too beautiful, it is also can write. There will be no any problem. So only two can be used for negative and positive. The meaning of only two is very. And none to, the meaning of none to is not very. And it is also can be used for positive word as well as negative word. Is it clear or not? In our next class, we will complete this topic and do some exercise also. But adverb is not so easy. It is not so not so easy. It is not so difficult also, but it is not so easy. Conception must be cleared. Is it clear, Suma? Okay. Lata, Shweta, some of my common students. Jasmine asked me simply qualifies hints also. Hints also. Yeah. Simply qualify. Huh? Yeah. Actually, simply qualified because. Because. Okay. Because was conjunction. Because is conjunction. And simply qualify conjunctions. Actually, adverb can qualify every part of speech. It can qualify noun, it can qualify pronoun, it can qualify verb, adjective, preposition, conjunctions in every aspect. Clear? Okay, students. So, Thursday we will complete this topic and do some questions. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.